water, the toxins, the excess water fluid in your system. So it goes to your urea, you urinate them out,
Right.
and then the blood is always filtered, so there are no dirt in your blood. I mean, when you get to that stage, it means your kidney is at the end stage. We have stages.
Right.
We have stages. And when they see it a bit earlier, that is when it starts from, I think, stage 2, 3, you're a bit okay. But when you get to stage 4, 5, going down upwards, it means the kidney is shutting down.
Right.
Then you might need dialysis.
And how often do you have to undergo this procedure?
Normally, when you are acute, that is when it's now started. Maybe you might do dialysis for maybe about a month. It can reverse.
Right.
But when you get to the end stage, it means dialysis is going to be your lifetime something.
Every now and then you have to be there.
Unless you do transplant. If not, it's going to be, it's a life something.
I see.
You have to be on it for your life.
Thomas, how long have you been on dialysis?
Yeah, Johnny, I've been on dialysis for 10 years.
10 years?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, I think with mine, it had to do with hypertension that I wasn't aware of. And you know, when you have hypertension and you don't manage it, it can escalate and then damage your kidneys.
That's right.
So that is how I got mine.
You didn't know that you had hypertension.
Exactly.
And so when you got to know, it was too late.
Yes, I think that sometimes I put the blame on some of our health practitioners. I got sick kind of intermittently. One time I went to the hospital and the nurse or the physician assistant who, attended to me gave me some medication. By then I didn't even know anything about BP, hypertension. So as Ghanaian as we are, after giving me that BP medication, I thought, as usual, you take what they say, it's a course. So after taking the course, and I felt okay, I thought that was it.
You didn't go back to it?
Exactly.
You didn't know it was lifelong?
Exactly. The person should have told me that.
Explained to you.
Exactly. So after that, that was it. So again, I got sick again, and it felt like malaria. I was admitted at the hospital for like almost more than 2 months. So I was like, what kind of malaria is this that
it's 2 months, to cure?
Heal? I was just in the hospital, and that first hospital I went to, they didn't really do a good job. I was just lying down and they give me malaria medication. I was so weak, I couldn't eat. I was throwing up, I was just lying on my back. And for me to even get up and sit upright like this, I couldn't. Because
your tummy was hurting?
Seriously hurting, because I couldn't eat. I was always throwing up. So I had pains and I couldn't even sit up. So it had to take one of my aunties who was like, no, these people are not helping. So let's change hospital. Then they changed me. I went to the UCC hospital. And so it was at the UCC hospital where I was on admission for a couple of days, and they referred me to the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital. So it was at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital that later, they made me do all the diagnosis and the labs and all of that. And it came out that it had to do with my kidneys.
Wow. At that point, how did you feel?
In fact, I remember when the doctor broke the news to me, I was like, what? I don't drink, I don't smoke, so...
That's the shocking part.
Exactly. Because when you hear of these things, it's more to do with those who smoke, those who drink and stuff like that. So, in fact, it was really heartbreaking, and I felt like that was the end of the world for me. But thankfully, the doctor, Dr. Salif Ubawa, who is now the district director at Chifo Timwakwa, in fact, he did a good job. He kind of tried to counsel me, but it wasn't easy.
Right.
It wasn't easy at all. He tried to go to that extent to calm my nerves, but Johnny,
it wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
Knowing that your life is flashing before you.
Exactly, because I had gone through a lot. At a point, I almost lost my sight. Because I was in the hospital and a whole lot was happening. You know, when the kidneys are shut, it can even affect your sight.
Right.
Because
Become blurry.
like, you know, I've been through a lot. It has never been an easy road.
See, Mr. Ankra, what's your story?
Similar to what my brother is saying. I was hypertensive, I never knew. And you know, young guy.
Microphone, please. Draw it closer to you.
Young guy working at the bank, small cars. We're doing young guys thing.
Right.
Drinking small, like having fun, those kind of things. So it's like, I just didn't know. Mine too started feeling sick. But mine was like, you know, self-medication. And sometimes I thought it's a hangover. You drink the following day, take hangover, you just rush quickly to the hospital, the
Pharmacy, buy something.
Guy some F-pack, something,
Right.
take it, move along. But like consistent, that thing was keeping going. I got to a point like when I walk to the office in the morning, if I don't sleep for about 30 minutes, you lie bad. I will not feel comfortable.
Really?
I'm telling you.
So you get to the office, first thing you want to do is to have a nap.
Get to drive back, just get into the office. Immediately I enter the air condition. It's like I cannot even open my eyes. So I said, what is going on? So I didn't take any serious. So it was just one day. Just one day. I went to work, I came back even as usual. I went to drink small, went to eat, lie down. Midnight, I couldn't breathe.
Wow.
I couldn't breathe. I was just going on. But when I step out and I get fresh air, it's better. But when I go indoor,
You can't.
I can't do anything. So quickly, I was rushed to the hospital. So they managed the situation. What about? I was vomiting blood. When I cough and I vomit, there was blood. When I cough, there was some blood. I said, So they managed the situation. Daybreak, they asked me to go and do some labs. So one of the labs shows that my kidneys were great. But that was the Equiapim Tatapashi.
Right.
So the doctor who reviewed said, no, he doesn't trust that lab.
So
should
go
come
to another.
Lancet.
Okay.
So
In
I
Accra.
came to Accra to do the Lancet East Lagos. But Lancets were the people who scared me. Because when they did the lab, in the evening, the guy called me. Mr. Ankra, when are you going to see your doctor? I said, I'm waiting for that. Oh, your lab is ready. It's quite urgent. If you don't mind, should we send you through an email? We have to go and see a doctor quickly. Yes. So the guy started asking me some questions. Are you able to pass wee-wee? I said, yes. Are you sure? I said, yes, I'm able to pass wee-wee. What is the color of your wee-wee? I said, I don't normally pay attention, but I think it's a normal yellowish something. Are you sure? I said, yes. He said, okay, come and take your lab and go and say, doctor. I said, by this time, he said, we work 24 hours, come and take. Or we should send it through your
Email
mail.
for you. Right.
I said, okay, send it through my mail. So I got it, printed the following day, I went to see the doctor. So it was the doctor told me, my brother,
There's fire on the mountain.
Yes, you said you need to go to Kolebu. You need to go to Kolebu. But proud to that, I have a cousin whose husband went through this.
Okay.
So she knew. So she saw some pictures of me on my Facebook wall. So she warned me or even asked me that I shouldn't think I'm looking nice, like you're putting on weight, but
Oh, yeah, fine.
yes, oh yeah, fine. I like that word. It's like she put it in the front. I'm more on that out there. Why for? But modern hospital, no question, kidneys. There's something wrong with
Something wrong.
What's
Because
it?
she had lived with somebody who had.
Who has it?
Okay.
So she knew about it. But when she said, I'll pay about some lepidectomy. What's my I say?
You're in denial.
So I just didn't mind it. So when she said that, it took about 6 months before this hit me. So if I could have listened to her and went to the hospital at that time, maybe
Early detection is always key. That's what
Yes,
I'm getting from it.
yes.
But why were both of you in denial that you could have BP? Because I interview a lot of young people as well, and when you talk about BP, they say, "Oh no, me, I'm too young to have BP." But I have seen. I mean, the receipts that I put out there: 12-year-olds, 5-year-olds who have 8 years who have.
Currently we have 8 years person on Kolebu, a small boy. on dialysis.
So I mean, it could happen to anybody at all.
Sure.
Is there a family history? Do you have a family history
No,
too?
no history. But for the hypertension, yes, I do have a family history. But
Your mom, your dad.
Yes, yeah. My mom at a point was hypertensive. My dad too is hypertensive. So for that, I think I remember when I went to the hospital, these were some of the questions that the doctors asked if I had a family history.
Right.
And then,
Right.
So it wasn't surprising that I also developed hypertension.
Hypertension.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So hereditary plays a role in that direction. How much does it cost now, presently, as we speak?
Well, at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, where I have mine, it's 350 cedis.
Not
per session.
380 like Kolibu.
No.
But does it come with the consumables? And when you say consumables, what exactly do you mean?
When you look at the dialysis machine, they have what they call the hairpin, and then the blood lines and stuff that they use, including their what they call dialyzer and those things.
Yes.
So it's like a complete, set of stuff that they use. So we pay 350 cedis at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital.
Right.
But the dialysis process is not just the dialysis.
As in the filtration of the blood.
Yes. Apart from that process, you need extra medication,
Okay.
which majority are not covered by the health insurance.
What drugs are we talking about?
Like erythropoietin. That is what gives the blood or sustains the blood or keeps the blood at its at a balanced or appreciable level.
Right.
Because when the kidneys are affected, your blood levels also become some way. There are times it comes very low, so you need to
Something to boost it.
Exactly, to boost it. And then what we call iron also to give some kind of that also helps the blood, like in energy and all those things. Yeah. And some BP medications
and all of these are aside the 350.
Aside cry.
And you need how many sessions in a week?
3 times.
So 350. That's 1,050 already gone.
Yeah.
Right? And then you add the medication.
Medication.
At what cost?
So that's one too. You are running to almost 600.
Yeah.
Yes, almost 600.
Wow.
Yeah.
So give and take in a week plus transport, food, everything else, like 2K, 2,000.
Yes.
Wow.
Every week.
It's expensive.
Very, very expensive journey.
Is that why people resort to local medication?
Exactly. That is one of the factors. When we go for dialysis, sometimes we have conversations amongst ourselves.
Right.
And a lot of the patients who are there, and they tell you that when they saw symptoms, in Ghana, mostly when you are not well, suddenly everybody becomes a doctor.
That's right.
Go and drink this. Go and take this. Go and do this. And all of them come with the same, story. That's when I started feeling this way. Oh, somebody told me, go and do this, go and drink this, go and take this. And that is our problem. And that is one of the things that authorities need to really, really work on.
Mr. Ankara, you lead an association, and we'll pick it up from where Thomas left off. Public education, is it going down well? Are we doing it right?
No. I think until when this thing started, this price increase,
right,
and the media took it up, I think that is where a lot of people are now paying attention to it. But actually, public education on kidney is not there at all.
It's not there.
It's not there at all. I mean, I have been on the machine for 8 years. Prior to my 8 years upon my education, I didn't have any idea about it.
You didn't actually care.
Not even care. The education was not there.
Yeah.
You hardly hear, because you see those days when you hear of them that somebody's stomach is big, their legs are big, they're too nedru.
Yes. Yes.
So the education wasn't there that it's sickness that you can go through this thing, you'll be fine. No. And when I got it and I got in there, still, I have my doubts. It took the doctor sometimes to get me to understand the situation.
That this is what is happening.
This is what is happening to you, and this is what you need to do now. So the education wasn't there. And proud, like I said, proud to that. This recently, for about a month now, this thing came, kidney, all the radio stations, the TV were doing it. Now people are becoming aware of it. But first, people did not even believe that even 6-month-old baby can be on the machine. I experienced that in Kolebu. The baby died. A boy died, 9 years, he died. currently we have 8 years old.
Who are on dialysis
They are on
machine.
the dialysis machine now.
They don't smoke, they don't drink.
That is the point. Me, I keep saying I was drinking small. And so mine was, yes, I was really small.
Friday night,
Yes.
no ye.
Yes. But what about those people? And when you come to Kolebu, the age range, those who are many on it, is between 19 to 30 years.
What's the cause for that?
We need to ask the doctors. Either most of them, and you can see most of them is, I think these girls, you don't see the diabetes type. The diabetes can be the old age.
Right.
I think it's hypertensive.
Hypertensive.
Yes. Kolebu.
There's pressure in down.
Yes. Out of the 250 outpatient people, the age range, the age bracket there is 19 to 30. Young girls.
The workforce.
Yes. Young girls, young guys.
I don't want to think it's shisha and all the other things. I don't want to think it's that.
It is one of the factors too.
Because they, I mean, you go out in the careless abandon with which they indulge in those things.
Seriously.
You know, they can smoke 4, 5 large bulbs of shisha, and I'm told one
Puff.
is equal to about 19 cigarettes.
Yeah.
So somebody's just
Yeah.
It's serious. It's serious. This morning, I wish maybe your team will go to the dialysis. It's open. They
have opened it now.
They've opened
after
it now.
we spoke about it.
Yes, the first people had their session yesterday. Yes, I was there to make sure.
But people died while it was closed. 19 people died.
19.
Why are we this wicked on ourselves?
19. I would say I'm not a doctor too, maybe, but the problem was that when we started the cabin, the current again, the death rate came down. And everybody was fine. You go like Tom just said, we sit, we talk, we have conversation. It was nice until it was closed. And I keep saying the reason why we had that death rate was that a First Sky was paying for most of those people.
Oh, okay.
So they were coming. You just get your transportation. It's your time. You just come and do it and go. No 380 matter. But now that the place was closed, you need to go to private. The least you could get was 5.5. The least
you can get
was 5.5.
The private facility is 5.5.
5.5. Some people are.
That's 550 Ghana cedis per session.
Per session. Some people
minus the consumables. If you add that, then
that one for the private. When you go, you pay your 5.5. It's complete.
It's complete. Okay.
But only just your medications and your IPO injections are not part of it. Some are even charging as far as 900, 800, 700. They were, but the least you get was the 500. So most of them couldn't go for the session. They were there, waiting for Kolebu to be open and Kolebu was not open for 5 months. So most of them died because they were not having money to go. And when you go to the end stage, me for instance, that as the long time I can stay without dialysis can be 1 week, 3 days.
Finish. If you delay,
I cannot do it. Even after the 6th day, you won't get to me.
You start feeling weak.
I will not even talk. You always see me indoors. I will not. That is when the money is not available for me to go.
How do you fund this?
Yourself, a few friends. For me, I've sold my 2 cars already. It's gone. And still, I'm struggling to do it. So it's only a few friends and loved ones. And like I said, a sister whose husband has been, she knew about you sometime. Even when I told Charlie, she'll organize something for you. But the point is, for how long?
There have been proposals to have this on the NHIS. Is the time right, Thomas?
Yes, this is something that we've been calling for a very, very long time. And I think that as a country, this is not above or beyond us. With all the natural resources that we have, with all the, expertise and everything that we supposedly have, we should be able to do this. Johnny, I was surprised to, you recently went to South Africa.
That's right.
Over there, the health insurance covers it.
It does.
When you go to Tanzania,
it covers it.
It covers
Kenya.
So Kenya. So how about how does that become so difficult for Ghana?
Do you think is a deliberate thing not to pay attention to
our health,
these conditions and
exactly. As a country, we've not done well with that at all. So sometimes when we go to the hospital and then we are having conversations amongst ourselves, we go like, what kind of country do we live in? Because sometimes you hear that this politician has this money, has kept this money. Like, it becomes very, like,
mind-boggling. You can't understand it.
Exactly.
That people are suffering and others are stashing cash.
Yes. And these are serious issues that that needs attention. But unfortunately, we don't see anything being done.
Johnny, do you know how to chip in this? I don't know. Most of our leaders, this kidney, we have top people. I cannot mention names.
Yeah, but there are top people who are suffering as well.
I was coming to that.
Who are on the dialysis machine.
But they come silently.
And maybe because they are not using their money to pay. Let me put it that way. There's no need to mention it.
Don't mention it.
That is his private.
It's private, yes, that's right.
We have top people.
People in high places, big men and big women.
Yes. Who are on the machine. As I sit here, John, if you meet me, you wouldn't know that I'm a kidney patient.
That's right.
If I see my brother, you wouldn't know. If we tell you,
that's right.
Know.
That's right.
We have a lot of them. We meet them, we see them. MPs. We see them, we meet them. They are on the machine. But I think maybe it's not from their pockets, so they don't feel what we are feeling.
But if that be the case, then they should be the ones, because you're going to Parliament today. You're going to make an official proposal there. If they are there, why would they be the ones screaming from inside?
That is what I'm saying. Maybe it's not their money. If they are the one, like as I'm sitting here, I'm supposed to have a session tomorrow. I'm looking for 380 to go and pay tomorrow.
Right.
At Go and Go. I don't have it. I'm now looking to get it and go and do it tomorrow.
Right.
Yes. But maybe he will just walk in and like Kolebu before then, about 3-4 years back, we queue. They will just walk in, go and do it and go.
So they don't join the queue.
They don't join the queue. Kolebu, sometimes you sit down for 3-4 days. You'll be there, you bath, waiting to get a session. I'm telling you. It's recently that when they did a new dialysis center, the cabinet brought it. And now, let me even chip in this. From now that they've reopened, and with the kind of pressure, the backlog, that's the word. Now that they've opened, yesterday, they called about 10 people. Out of the 10, only 4 came, because the rest didn't have the 380. Only 4 came.
And if you don't have the money, nobody will pay attention to you.
Nobody will pay attention to you. That is why when they say that Parliament should look at the new prices and expedite it, I said, what are they talking about? Even the 380, it was First Sky.
That was sponsoring people.
To have their session. And now that they've opened, they say they should come and pay themselves. Out of 10 people, only 4 came yesterday.
Wow.
So you could see. So, and then like I was saying, Kolebu have only 15 machines. 15. Outpatients are normally about 250. Since they closed for 5 months, they've gotten about 100 and something patients. Added to the 250, almost 350. Now, 15 machines. They still have some people at the ward
that they have to be attending to.
attend to. So the backlog is coming to start. So those who are supposed to do the 2 sessions a week, they cannot get the 2 sessions. They can get 1 session. Because by the time they finish, I will get to a 10 again. You've entered another week.
I see.
That is how it's going to be. So, I mean, the problem is there. It's not about opening the unit. It's a bigger problem.
So there's a question of the cost.
The cost.
There's a question of the numbers of machines you have. There's a backlog. There's looking at the support.
Sure.
Who takes over from First Sky?
Yeah.
NHIS inclusion. You're looking at the consumables. But the doctors at Kolebu, in fact, the management at Kolebu, they've been making a very strong point that, look, we have to pay realistic prices for these things.
And I agree with them. We have to pay for, because one, the consumables are very expensive. When you Google, you could see the prices of it. And then I'm happy that you show the taxes that they pay on.
That's right. That's right.
I will beg the government or the minister, they should waive off the tax from the consumables. Because, Johnny, we are talking about Kolebu here. We've not talked about rate. We've not talked about 37.
If you're Quanta,
Tama General Hospital,
Cape Coast Teaching Hospital,
you go to those people. You
Comfort
should look at
Noche.
Accra alone. And then the private sectors, they were happy. If not, them, like a lot of us would have died when they shut Kolebu down. So if the consumer, they take off the taxes from the consumables, the prices will come a bit low, so that the people who doesn't want to go to the public place can walk
go
in
to
there
the
and
private,
do it.
yes.
And the private, like I'm saying, the least you can get is 600. The least you get is 600, and I'm sure from by next month they'll increase it again.
To reflect the reality.
Yes. So what Kolebu was charging, that 760, 756.42 is realistic. We shouldn't say we are patient because we need it to. Let's talk the fact and the truth. It's realistic that they need to get that money unless the government comes in. I don't know whether that 4 million has been paid. That Kolebu talked about. If not, that the unit in 2 weeks and they'll close it down again.
Well, I'm looking at how much did Dr. Bawumia share as transport? 400 Ghana cedis per delegate times 200,000 delegates. That's like 80 million, right? And then Kennedy Japan shared 300 Ghana cedis times 200,000 delegates. That's about, we need 4 million to save people's lives. And they want to convince us that they care about us.
You know, Johnny, when he was talking, he spoke
How much
about...
did John Mahama also spend in transport?
Exactly. You know, when he was talking, he mentioned that Kolebu was lucky their patients were being sponsored by First Sky. But when you come to Cape Coast and other places, we don't have any person doing anything for us.
You're on your own.
You are on your own. You remember recently the story of this 15-year-old girl who came. She was coming from a village around Chifupraso. The mother was a farmer, just ordinary farmer.
Subsistence farming.
I tell you, Johnny, and these are the reality on the ground that we find ourselves. They came, even the money to transport from that village to Cape Coast was a problem. She said she had to go and borrow money just to transport them to the Cape Coast Hospital after a referral.
I've always said that don't politicize health, education, economy, security, agri.
Yeah.
If not, we will all die.
Sure.
And that's sadly, this is how we are going about it.
Yeah.
The policy is not properly screwed on. I mean, everything is. And because I followed through myself, actually gave people money to pay so I can confirm that indeed this is what's happening. You see that the politicization clouded all the issues until now that we're beginning to talk about it. We're wrapping up the conversation so you can go to Parliament. What would be the takeaways? Mr. Henkra, start with you.
Wow, I will say we still beg the government to look at the tax component on the consumables. They should look at it. And then if they say they'll put it on the national health insurance, they should expedite it. Because this 380 that Kolebu has reopened, still people cannot pay. People can, as I'm talking to this morning, my brother was testifying, I'm getting calls from Kolebu that we are here, we don't have the money, what do we do? They are asking me about the First Sky. And I said, I don't have any information on that. But my information on the First Sky is that because the payment were not coming the way they were expecting, we understand to demand to the government owes him. He's a contractor.
That's right.
He's not getting the money that is expected.
So the government owes them about 15 million or so, federal contractors.
He's still working on it. So we beg the government. We are begging him. Like you said, they shouldn't politicize this thing.
No.
They shouldn't look at it. They should take proper critical look at it. Because like you said, it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. Johnny, when it comes to Kolebu, on Tuesday, a reporter came doing something, and they brought the 8-year-old boy. The reporter was whipped. She was a lady. She wept. Like I said, what? This boy is coming. And the way the boy was looking, puffy. The faces, everything. She just couldn't do the work. She left. She said, she can't hold her tears. She left the scene. So we beg the government to look at the tax component.
The tax components will be stripped. I mean, I saw the tall list of taxes. And I asked myself, even on dialysis things, we're charging COVID levy. Actually. And yet, Can.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts.
Johnny, I think that the thing is not just the dialysis. You know, as a country, what is the policy on even the whole kidney health? Because one, we spoke about the machines. You know, the machine is just like almost every machine. It has a lifespan.
Right.
As a country, what kind of policy do we have that, we know that we have purchased these machines. So after 10 years or 5 years, we need to replace them. There is none. When it comes to the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, for instance, they had about between 10 to 13 machines. All of them have broken down. And it's only left with just 5. Even the 5, one is almost broken down that anytime somebody has to sit by the machine and be pressing just for it to work. So virtually, we have just like 4.5 machines, and we have patients of more than almost 100 patients. And you know, the process takes 4 hours.
Wow.
So, for instance, if you even go to the hospital and somebody comes before you, look at the number of hours you have to wait.
How long?
Yes.
How long do you have to wait?
Exactly. So you wait about 4 hours for the person to finish. Then you also go on the machine for 4 hours. So that's 8 hours.
So your day is ticking.
Yes. So mostly when I'm going for dialysis, I get there before 3:30 a.m. just to go and queue. Because if you don't go early, when are you going to leave the
You
hospital?
get to the hospital before
3:30 a.m. Yes.
Just so you can hit there for
Exactly.
4 hours.
Yes. Because if you don't go early, when will you leave the place? Mostly they start the dialysis around 5:30, 6. So imagine if you don't go early to go and queue, and it's first come first serve. It's not like you are this.
And at that
person
time, don't you feel cold?
Johnny, you have to sacrifice your sleep, like everything.
Import duty, and I'm going to just read the taxes on the consumables. Import duty, import VAT, processing fee, ECOWAS levy, network charge VAT, network charge COVID-19 health, Ghana Shippers Authority SNF fee, import NHIL, network charge NHIL, 1% withholding tax on import, Ghana Health Service disinfection fee, Ministry of Trade and Industry 1DF fee, special import levy, that's 2%, Ghana Export Import Bank Exim levy, Ghana Education Trust Fund import levy, network charge get fund levy, inspection fee, African Union import levy, COVID-19 health recovery levy, and that's what you pay when you're bringing in consumables. I had to stop opening your eyes and looking at me like that.
Wait.
I'm not the one who puts these figures together. So that is what is on this, and as Mr. President explained, there's a certain prevalent situation. You have a larger chunk of your workforce, 19 to 30, in that situation. So students, you're talking people who may not have started working, etc., and they are supposed to cough out money to take care of this.
Yeah, and Jody, maybe I forgot to. Let me show you this. What we call fistula.
Right.
Even just this fistula, the fistula surgery, you have to travel all the way from wherever, from the other regions. They have to come to Accra to have the fistula surgery. Meanwhile, you come to the various hospitals, we have surgeons there. So I don't know what is keeping whoever is responsible to train those surgeons so that they can just do the fistula surgery. You have to travel all the way, come to Accra, Kolebu, even that they have to book you, and then you can have the fistula.
Johnny, it's 7,000.
Yeah.
To go through the fistula.
Yeah, just the fistula. Just the
7,000.
fistula.
That is the access. This is the one that you can bath. Like when I also have mine.
Right.
You can bath with it. We have 3 access. One is the fibula, they put it on your thigh. That one asset now is 2,500. Then you come to the neckline.
Yes, I've seen the neckline too. Yes.
That's the initial. When you start dialysis, in the initial
That one
stages.
is 4,500. And this one is 7,000. So if you don't have these things, you can't go on the machine.
I'm sure that there are people who may be going through some of the symptoms, that you spoke about. They may want to reach out. How do they do that? Phone number they can call. Somebody has been diagnosed. They want a support group of a sort, because they think that maybe life has ended. You guide them through quickly for me. What numbers can they call? Is there a number they can call? Is there a social media page they can subscribe to, a website of a sort?
Okay. As of now, the association was formed way back 2015, and then there were some leaders who were there, but a lot of them have passed away. So we just took over when this thing started.
Right.
So, Karen, I'll put my number available if anything. You should reach out to us, and we see.
And people can also send you Momo just to support those who cannot.
That one is
very necessary.
Yes.
Okay, so please put out the number. There's also a Momo line, and you know that we are all concerned about our brothers and sisters who find themselves in this situation, including children. 8-year-old, 5-year-old, 6 months. Please put out the number.
Okay. 024 32 87 223.
Okay, you need to say it slowly so that it will sink in.
Okay. So it's 024 32 87 223.
024 32 87 223. Fantastic. What's the name on it?
It will come as Kojo Ahinkra.
Kojo Ahinkra.
Yes.
And you can call and support. And then also push your Momo contributions in there as well.
Yeah, Johnny, I think that that was a vital question that you asked. I think that I have realized that when you have a health condition, I realize that the mind is very powerful. I have been able to survive this by grace, but it's because I have been able to psychologically, psych myself, to be firm. Because we have a lot of people who have come to the dialysis center who had money, rich people, but because psychologically they couldn't contain it, they passed. And these are some of the things that you asked. How some will think that is the end of the world, but I think that this is one of the things. So even in my all small way, I try to also use myself as an example, and I counsel people.
Right.
So I have a foundation that which is called the Yes We Can. Yes We Can Kidney Foundation. Yeah. So it's about the preventive measures, and again also to counsel people and then try to give them some hope.
I'd love for the campuses to be the next target of public education. We'll get the right funding for it. We'll go into the campuses, because I'm still shocked at the 19 to 30 bracket.
Yeah.
So these are university students, people out of SHS, and I'm concerned about it, because
that's true.
The next generation cannot be sick.
Exactly.
Because then the country will collapse.
Yeah. That's very true.
The country will collapse.
People you go out and the kind of reckless life that the youth are leading. It's really, really mind-boggling, and it's about
aphrodisiacs, alcohol, smoking, sniffing, all manner of things.
And then again, self-medication. That's one thing, because when you are not well, you need to go to the hospital. And as Ghanaians as we are, mostly we wait till we are crocodile cry before we go to the hospital. And sometimes it's not our fault too. The kudi is not there.
The kwacha is not there. When we went to South Africa, I remember one of the guys was ill. He just walked into a pharmacy to ask for anti-malarial drug, and they said, no, we need a prescription from you. He said, no, I don't have a prescription. Yeah, we can't save you. You have to go to the clinic, and then they give you the prescription, and then you can buy. Without that, we can't sell to you. So that's a country that has systems that work. I know people, and I did some investigative work. I bought a particular medication from 6 different pharmacies. 6 different pharmacies. I enjoy doing those things. 6 different pharmacies. I just bought the medication that is not supposed to be a prescription medication. I bought from 6 different pharmacies. 6 in a day. 6.
Wow.
There's no system to capture me. There's no system to trace that I have bought 6. 6 different ones.
Wow.
Yes. I bought one from Kanishi, bought another at Abosokai, went to North Kanishi, went to Tesano, went to Jowulu, then went to Achimota. 6.
Wow. So, John, it's serious. And I think that I am only praying that authorities will hear us.
I pray so
Because,
too. We'll continue the advocacy.
Yeah.
We'll take the advocacy.
So
Thank you.
I'll also give my number.
Please do.
0246 701
Right.
240.
Say it again, please.
0246 701 240.
Great.
And the name is Thomas Vincent Khan.
Thomas Vincent Khan Moba.
Yes.
And he is the.
And I think I need to say a big shout out to my MOBA, my classmates. In fact, they've been very supportive. If not for them, I don't know. What I would.
Yes, sir, please.
Thank my old school association, school 94 year. They've also been very supportive.
They've supported you. Thank you so much indeed. Thomas Khan works with us here at Media General. He is the chief in the Central Region on our behalf. He also is the chief servant at Yes We Can Foundation, where they go into preventive and also regenerative health issues and all those connected with it. Kojo Ahinkra is the president of the Renal Patients Association of the Republic of Ghana. Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. I hope that your meeting at Parliament today will be fruitful and that some good news will come out. I'll be keeping in the loop so that I will continue the advocacy on your behalf and for all our sakes. Amen.
All right, thank you.
3 FM.
Take care of your kidneys. It's important that you do.